Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Twisdale and I am at 8% battery life on my iPad, so speed round video today. Or it'll just die and I'll have to start over. Here's lesson 4.4. This is a problem solving lesson, so we're going to take what we learned from 4.1 to 4.3 and apply it to help us solve problems using those patterns. Whoops. So we're going to definitely be using patterns and some tables and charts for ratios. Okay, so don't let this overwhelm you. It is in your Go Math book. Mostly I just really want these charts here, okay, especially because we're doing speed round. If a paint store makes rose pink paint, they mix 3 quarts of red paint to 8 quarts of white paint. Remember, white is not nearly as strong as red, so to get pink, they have to mix a lot more white. Now, a clerk mixes 4 parts red paint to 7 parts white paint. Did the clerk mix the paint correctly to make rose pink paint? Use tables of equivalent ratios to support your answer. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of skip this part just because I'm hustling a little bit. We made a table, rose pink paint. The ratio is 3 quarts of red to 8 quarts of white. So if we doubled that, it would be 6 quarts of red to 16 quarts of white. Right? So I'm multiplying by 2 times, oh man, I just can't write that small today. Okay, sorry. So I multiplied by 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And then I'm going to multiply by 3, the original number by 3, which leaves me with 24. And here I'm going to multiply by 4 to give me 32. Now, what I'm looking for is, hopefully, we would have an equivalent fraction here, and then the clerk would have mixed the paint correctly. If there's none that match, then he did not mix it correctly. So, looks like they're adding 7 on each time here, or multiplying by 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to multiply this by 2, which is 8. Multiply by 3, which is 12. Multiply 4, which is 16. So now I'm going to look. Do any of these numbers match up? 3 eighths, 4 sevenths, 6 sixteenths. I don't see it over here. 9 24ths. Don't see it over there. 12 32s. I have 12 21s, but that is not equivalent. So this clerk paint, this paint clerk mixed it wrong. So he would not get the right color of paint. So 12 32s is not equivalent to 12 21s. So the ratios have the same numerator and different denominators. So it is not equal. So we messed up, which is not good. Okay, so here's another example. In Amy's art class, the ratio of brushes to students is 6 to 4. Now in Tracy's art class, the ratio of brushes to students is 9 to 6. Is the ratio of brushes to students in Amy's class equivalent to the ratio of brushes and students in Tracy's class? So we're going to use tables to support our answer. So I'm going to first make a table for Amy's class, Amy, and then a table for Tracy. Okay, whoops, that was so not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Here's Amy's table. I'm never going to get this done before my iPad dies. And here's Tracy's table. I need 2 different tables. Okay, so Amy, the ratio of brushes to students. So here's her brushes. And here's her students. And it's a 6 to 4 ratio. So if there's 6 brushes, there's 4 students. So if there's, then we're going to double it, 12 brushes, there's 8 students. Then we're going to triple the original. So we're tripling 6 would be 18. Tripling 4, which would be 12. And then we're going to quadruple the original. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we're going to times the original by 5, which would be 30 and 20. Okay, now we're going to look at Tracy's and see if any of them match up. So Tracy, her brushes in her class, looks like back at the problem, she has 9 brushes for every 6 students. So first, here's the original. We're going to double it, okay? So 9 doubled is 18, and 6 doubled is 12. Oh my goodness, look guys, I already see they're going to match up. And I could keep going. I could triple this 9, and it'd be 27 to 18. But you know what? I'm gonna just be done because I see it already, and so I don't need to keep going. That's just silly. So, do you see here how 18/12 matches in Tracy's table? So that means Amy's class is equivalent to Tracy's class. Amy's class is equivalent. Okay, we have 2 try-it problems. Here's your level 3, and then one more will be your level 4. In Jawan's school, 4 out of 10 students chose basketball as a sport they like to watch, and 3 out of 5 students chose football. Is the ratio of students who chose basketball, 4 to 10, equivalent to the ratio of students who chose football, 3 to 5? You can use these tables. You can draw them on your own, or you can, you can draw them on your own. Okay, so let's see. For basketball, we're going to start off with a 4 to 10 ratio. Then I'm going to double it. Then I'm going to triple my original number. Remember, I'm always going back to that original number when I'm tripling. And then I'm going to quadruple, which is times by 4. And then I'm going to times by 5, which I don't know what that is called when you times it by 5. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing for football. Football was a 3 to 5 ratio. So I'm going to double it, 6 to 10. And then I'm going to triple 3 to 5, which would be, triple would be 15. Oh, that was wrong. Sorry. It would be 9 to 15. Quadruple would be 12 to 15, 20. And then times by 5 would be 15 to 25. So it looks like we have 2 that have 12 in it. Look at this, 12 30ths and 12 20ths, but they don't match up. So 12 20ths and 12 30ths is not equivalent. So the ratios are not equivalent. So it's not the same ratio because nothing in there added. There was nothing that was the same. So it's not equivalent. Okay, last one. Here's your level 4 problem because you're going to have to explain it. Keith uses 18 cherries, and 3 peaches to make a pie filling. Lena uses an equivalent ratio of cherries to peaches when she makes pie filling. Can Lena use the ratio of 21 cherries to 6 peaches? Explain. So you'll probably want to draw 2 tables again. Okay. And we're doing peaches to cherries, or cherries to peaches. And you'll want to see if Keith and Lena have equivalent ratios. Cherries to peaches. But the most important part here to make it a level 4 is the explain. So if you get it without the explanation, you're only at a level 3. Okay, so I want to see if these are the same ratio. So if I was to double, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go backwards. Because look, I can actually kind of go backwards and find the 3 and 18. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to divide them by 3. So it'd be 6 and 1. So I actually just divide those by 3. And if I divide these ones by 3 too, it leaves me with 7 and 2. So they're not equivalent ratios. I could keep going up and up, but I actually just simplified those fractions. I simplified 18 thirds. I divided it by 3. And it left me with 6 over 1, which is how I got this here. And then I simplified 21 6 by 3 again. And it left me with 7 over 2. And those are not equivalent. So they're not equivalent. Alright, boys and girls, that's all of your lesson for today. We're going to do a lot more practice with this. I felt like this lesson's a little bit out of place. I think we need more practice, but we're in just rush because I wanted to finish my video before my iPad died, which we're at 3%. I hope you guys have an awesome day of learning. Thank you so much.